Hello friends, this is Satish here. So today I will be explaining about the PowerBI stock market NSE analysis I have done. So whenever we invest in stock markets, we want to take a look at the existing trends of the company, how the various companies are performing, how the stock market as a whole is performing. So this uh, provides interactive dashboard which we can use on a daily basis to make decisions in our trading and investment strategies. So this is the main menu page, and then we have the various pages in this. So let's go to the first page and see. So this is actually shows the NSE, which are the companies that have gained the most compared to the previous day. So this is basically an area chart, and higher the percentage, higher the size of the square area. So you can see that Power Grid Corp has 3.78 percentage compared to the previous day. So basically, and uh, so on for all the companies. And so here we have this scroller chart, which gives the raw value of the previous day of the last price, and this 62.8 denotes the raw value of the gain from the previous day. So that's what this denotes, and the but the area chart actually denotes the percentage gain, not the raw values. So if you want the raw values, you can refer to the scroller chart. So if you go to how this table was created, it's in the top gainers table, and we are fetching the real-time data from the web query. So I will show you how this is done. So initially it is taken from the money control website, and if you see the URL here, it's moneycontrol.com NSE gainer. So it lists down all the gainers for the current date, and that table actually gives a lot of columns and rows, and there are many chunk values here. So you may have to do a little bit of pre-processing. So like change the headers and types and removing the unneeded columns and removing the erroneous rows, and this Python script makes it easier actually to pre-process the data. You see, I'm fetching only the first 7 columns, and then for each row, the first column I'm removing the add few. So if you see that's an add to wish list chunk value, so I'm just uh, uh, removing whatever it's there and showing only whatever was before that, which is the value that we need. So if you see, we have the after we run this final after you run this Python script, we get this final data set from the uh, process data set. So it's actually taking a little bit of time to load. So basically, we use it for both the gainers and losers, and in a similar fashion. So since this is the final one after changing types and everything from string to the decimals, and it gives all the companies, the high, low, last price, previous close, change, and percentage gain, which we represent uh, in this uh, visual. So that's about it. Gives the uh, real-time data for the current date for the top gainers. Then if you go to the top losers, we have like a bar chart, horizontal bar chart showing the top companies with the most loss percentage, And if you see again here, we have a scroller chart denoting the raw value, the previous price, and how much it has decreased compared to the previous day. And this chart visual gives the percentage, and you can select any particular companies that you want to view and highlight it, or you can view everything. And we also have a filter here for doing that, any specific companies that we're interested in. And these gainers and losers basically help us make decisions. And so the stocks that we have as part of this, we can either invest more based on this, or bail out and sell the stocks based on this. So it helps in making such decisions. These two charts, it's so the top losers is same date, the similar fashion as the top gainers, just that the NSE, so the money control URL is different. Instead of NSE gainers, we go to NSE losers and fetch the data. That is the only difference here. And rest of the steps are just the same as for the gainers we saw. So you see, yeah, we get the same this, that we get the percentage loss, and Python scripts, everything the same as for the gainers data. So that's it about these two pages. And we have a button to go to the home. So now go, there is another interesting chart you can see. So this one is the candlestick chart. So basically it is used for a deeper analysis of the companies. And here I have a daily analysis of the candlestick chart. So see, for Apollo Hospital, this is the candlestick chart for each day, and the green denotes that it has been overall gain, means that the bottom of the square is the open price, and uh, top of the rectangle is the close price, and uh, the whisker below is the overall low, and the whisker above is the overall high for the day. These are the four components of each candle. And it is a red, so the top of the rectangle denotes the open and bottom denotes the close. Being overall there has been loss. So from this we can like analyze the uh, for each day how the stock perform. And if there are too many reds, it means that it's the company is performing poorly. Uh, and if there's a good number of greens and reds, means that it's very volatile. It fluctuates daily. And if there are a lot of greens, that means that it performs pretty well. So here you can see overall this overall trend is it's doing pretty well. And you can do the same for other companies as well. And you can adjust the timeline in the uh, time slicer for the date range you want to visualize the chart for. So you can see Sun Spice chart is not that good, and for Sun Farm there's a big drop in a day. And for Taj Hotels, it's kind of a lot of reds we can see. So it's not doing very well. That's not surprising because it's a hotel business, and it's affected a lot by the COVID. And so if you see, the beauty of this is it's actually again the real-time data we're fetching for the from the current date to the past 6 months. We can refresh it daily. Uh, so, but we are doing this for multiple companies. That's the basic and this start. And for selecting, we are using the chiclet slicer. So this is the chiclet slicer, and it makes it easy for us to select the various companies. And if you see the source of this data, company stock codes. So I've given created a date hierarchy from the date. It also it'll be interesting to see how we actually fetch this, because it's very dynamic. And see, this is actually the function. The main driver for this functions stock code test. So can see that it basically is a function that takes stock code, which is the quotation symbol for each stock, NIFTY or HDFC Bank or Apollo Horse, like that, and then the NIFTY symbol for this, and then the output is the table. So basically what we're doing is we are going to this URL from Yahoo Finance and then inserting this stock code that we get as parameter to this function to this value, so that it fills up this URL and getting the stock history, daily history for that. This gives us the past 6 months data and it returns the table from this URL. So, and this function, once it's defined, created it, we are now using this to fetch the data. So this is the table. So these are actually stocks, some of the stocks I've invested in, and you can see all the 6 stocks I can have as, so their symbols I'm having as entries in the table. And if I want tomorrow to add a company, I can add. If I want to delete, I can delete. So that's how modular it is. And then just in the type, and basically what happens is I'm invoking this function from this data source. So in the invoke current function, what I'm doing is that creating a pulled table from this pull into this pull column name, and using this function with parameter as company stock code. So basically this, what are values in this table, in this column, each value will basically go into this codeful function as the stock code parameter, and the corresponding table will be returned by this function. So once that is done, get the table for each company, and then we have the daily data for participants, like date, open, high, low, and close, and the change type is changed to dollars for that string. So this is how this is done, and it helps us get the real-time dynamic data for the various companies that we're interested in, and so we can analyze the candlestick based on that. And the next one is the company's SMA. So basically I'm using the same company stocks data, but the only thing is that, so if you see there are a lot of fluctuation, daily fluctuations in the close price for each company in the daily data. So to avoid I mean, and we don't want to look at the fluctuations, but just the overall trend over a period of time, we are using the simple moving average. So it takes the average of past 12 days or 28 days period according to how we want, and takes the average for the close price and plots it. So if you see there are a lot of fluctuations, the the 12-day pretty much smoothens it out, and if you see the red curve, which is for 28 days, it's even more smoother and almost in line with the trend line here. So we can check the overall trend for weeks, months, or year as we want. This simple moving average close price. See for this, it's overall increasing, but you see the whole for the year, it has been decreasing for the HDFC Bank. So that is an interesting observation you can see. And then, yeah, so to avoid the being affected by fluctuations, you can use the simple moving average. The same way we have the chiclet slicer and things that we had for the candlestick we have here. So that's about the SMA chart. And then, so the next page is actually the NIFTY close. So this one is just a static data, but so we can, so this is for actually the stock prices for the year 2020, because it was affected by COVID and the stock market took a big hit, and it will be interesting to see the analysis for the year 2020. And this one gives the overall Nifty market, and this is basically a comparison chart. The blue line denotes the close price, and the red area denotes the shares traded. As you can see, after the lockdown in March 2020, the market took a big hit, and there was a big drop in the market price, stock price, and it recovered pretty well after that. And you can see in the time, shares traded is also high because many people would have sold it, and that's why the price came down in the first place. And then so we can see the overall trend for the year 2020, how it dipped initially and recovered pretty well after that. And again for the year 2020, so this is again from the static data loaded from a local file, because we are just comparing for a year 2020. So this this is for the various companies I am interested in, like how they performed in spite of the COVID, and you can see the close price for each over a period of time. And again, you can see that in the March 2020, that's a dip, but some recovered very well and some recovered a bit. Some are staying the same as they were before. They're not recovered much. So an improvement to this would be to standardize the close price, so that even if the various stocks are at different price range, this will be accounted for, and we can have a better comparison among the companies. But this itself gives like an overall trend. So we can see, if you see each of the companies are from a different sector, and if you take them as a representative of the sector, you can see how the sector itself got affected due to the COVID. So this is about this line chart, and you can see overall the close price of the various companies in various domains and how COVID-19 impacted them. So that's about this chart. Again, we can adjust the timeline using this slicer, and we can analyze just a particular set of companies using this filter. And so this can give a drill down view for this. And yeah, that's pretty much about the stock market analysis for this. And this I showed in my PowerBI desktop, but you can also see in the PowerBI web. I've deployed the same in the PowerBI web, and the exact same thing you can see here. And you can refresh the data daily to use this dashboard, and the same things which I explained, same pages are coming here. And also this can again be deployed in the PowerBI mobile also for easier and more compact access. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like this can be highly beneficial and useful, and provide high efficiency in the time and effort I make in analyzing the stock market, and take decisions on a day-to-day basis for trading and investment on the various stocks in the NSE stock market. So that's it from me. Thank you.